Hey lovies, and welcome back. So as promised, if you follow me on Instagram, I told you that I would give you all a story time regarding me getting kicked out of nursing school. Can you imagine? So I've actually tried to get this video ready like 3 times already. Devil's mad, he doesn't want my testimony, but I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give it to you right now. So what happened was the day before final exams, our last exam, I was late to the test. A lot was going on that day, and long story short, on my way there, as I was parking off campus, I kind of had a little fender bender. Yeah, you know those concrete dividers that divide the spaces? Didn't move for me. So that kind of tacked on time, and I ended up getting to the testing lab 20 minutes late. And so when I got there, I already knew, it was going to be an issue because she's one of those instructors where you're not coming in late to her exam. So I kind of peeked my head in a little bit, and as soon as she saw my face, she was
Like, you're not coming in here. You can't take this test.
okay, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Anywho, yeah, so I was like, yeah, I know I can't come in, but I was wanting to know if I could speak to you for just a moment. And so she comes out, she sticks her head outside the door, and she's like,
I'll email you with a testing time scheduled for next week where you can make up your exam.
and so I said, okay. She closed the doors, and I cried. Yeah, I cried. Graduation was in 2 days, and without this exam, I couldn't walk. And that was the one thing that, I wanted most, was for my kids and my family to see what we've been sacrificing for. I sat there for a minute and kind of thought about it, and then I shot her an email real quick with a picture of the front end of my truck, saying it wasn't due to just carelessness. Although I did, forget that the exam was scheduled for 12:30. I was already en route here, but I also wrecked the front end of my truck, which, added on time to it. And after I shot her that email, I went and I spoke with one of the success coaches. And what the success coach is just someone that you can speak to help you, have a successful course in whichever program it is that you're taking. I go to a health sciences college, and so we have a lot of different tracks there, be it radiology, dental, LVNs, or what have you. Excuse me. So while I was speaking to her, the instructor had emailed me back. She replied to my email and was saying, I'm sorry you wrecked your car. You can come in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., but in order for you to take the exam, I need either a police report or an insurance claim. Yeah, because I had neither one of those. And so I had showed it to the coach that I was speaking to, and she showed it to her coworker, and they kind of, got a little heated about it or whatever. And so one of the ladies took the email and showed it to the dean. And the Dean's response was, that should be sufficient. It shows communication. It also shows, the damage that was done. And so later on that day, I emailed her again because I was kind of thinking about it, whether or not I wanted to file a claim, which meant that our policy would possibly increase, or if I wanted to actually contact the police and have a police report. And neither one of those were flying too well. I already had to notify my husband and let him know that I wrecked the truck. But whole nother story. I ended up emailing her back and telling her that I didn't have either one of those documentations because, it was damage that my husband could fix. So I didn't file a insurance claim, nor did I file a police report because, it was the campus police officers couldn't do it, and I wasn't calling, our city police. Anyhow, she excused herself, came back and said that she had spoke with the director of the program and that she was in agreement with her and that they were not allowing me to take the test. And basically that was that. And so she was
It's like, I'm going to give you a 0 for the exam. Are we clear?
and the way that she said it was just like, yeah, we're clear. And I wasn't going to argue with her. She has, you know, one of those personalities where, yeah, I'm just not going to do it. And so I was like, yeah, we're clear. And I walked out and I went directly to the director's office. And she pulled out a copy of the syllabus and was saying something in regards to, you know, late entrance and yada, 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 so on and so forth. And so she was like, well, go home, do your best, and we'll see how you do on the final exam tomorrow, which is kind of like a HESI exit exam for the course. Went home, studied my butt off, stayed up all night long, and actually scored a 99.11 on that exam, but I could not enjoy it. I couldn't enjoy it. You know, everybody was saying, you know, how much of a big deal it was, so on and so forth, but here I am, I'm still missing a grade. This grade, yeah, it's awesome, but I can't do anything with it because I still need my other grade in order to pass. And so I went to the instructor after that, and she still, you know, was adamant about not letting me test, and so I went to the dean. The dean said that he would, you know, appeal to both her and the director, and he would get back with me and let me know. Well, long story short, the following day, I was on campus, and I had spoke with one of the counselors for the nursing program. And her suggestion was to do the exit interview and see about readmission, so on and so forth. And being that at that moment, that seemed to be my only option, I went ahead and started the exit interview process. Well, when I was in the instructor's office that denied me, you know, to make up the exam, what do I see? I see the paperwork that I presented to the dean, which was a copy of the syllabus with some highlighted parts showing how not only was it contradictory, but it also stated that I could make up my exam, right? So I had emails going out everywhere. I emailed the dean again. I emailed the president. I was ready to email the board of nursing. And let me tell you how God works out. Now, there are 2 contacts that I ended up making, and one of them I still don't know who it is, but we'll just say that they turned out to be on the higher ups. They turned out to be on higher levels than both the director, the dean, and the president, which is amazing. I don't even know how this happened, guys, but anywho. So I ended up filing a grievance, and the grievance goes to the board committee and all this other stuff. And so when they scheduled my meeting, which was probably about 2 weeks ago that I went for that, and come to find out, one of the people that I spoke to sat in on the board. God is so good. They ended up allowing me to take the test, which I go in 2 days, so I'm gonna have to get ready to close this up here and get to studying, because faith without works is dead, guys. So I just wanted to give you the story, the rundown as to what all happened, and I know I'm leaving out quite a bit, but this is already getting kind of long, and it'll go on longer if I let it, because this whole thing took place over the course of a month. But yeah, everybody that I turned to that was supposed to help me, nobody helped. So if you follow me on Instagram, and you've been following, you know, what's been going on, and you prayed for me, wish me well and all that, thank you. I really appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Prayer works. And I just want to say one last thing. When God promises you something, and he has his hands just all over your future, and you know that you're walking with purpose, believe him, because he will come through, just like he came through for me in this situation. Because what they were trying to make me do was take the course over again, and being that the curriculum has changed, not only would I not be graduating in August, but I would have to wait an entire year. An entire year. Who does that? That's a lot of money. Tuition is not cheap. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys that little story and and let you know that all is well. God has come through. He showed up and showed out. Now let me get my book into studying. Get this stuff knocked out so I can ace my test. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Hello. Is this a hair review?
Oh my gosh, and who else? And it's Ava. Okay, please.
Mom, you're super wet.
Ava!
I'm super wet.
Okay. Mommy duty calls. Hold that thought.